am Mucinetta Tinapel, and I'm super excited, and you know I am, David.
Come on, how many of these have we done, darling?
A lot with you. I think we're now kind of like even family now because
Yeah,
we've done
probably,
so
yeah.
many of this. So I'm super excited to introduce to you, David. If you don't already know, would you like to, the audience that don't know, give an introduction to who you are?
Yes, I'm a jack of all trades and master of none. I like, even the headmasters at school used to tell me that, But I wanted to be an archaeologist, but somehow I got involved in journalism. And then from journalism, I got involved in textile journalism and textile economics. So I started my own publishing company with all the View, Textile View, Viewpoint Color, all these kind of magazines. We do a lot with Pantone on color prediction, color forecast, Pantone View, color forecast, and all the rest of it. And publishing makes you no money. So to publish, I had to become a consultant. And I'm happy to say I learned a lot of things working with some very good companies as a design and marketing consultant, Portuguese companies. We worked together in our own company in China for 15 years. So a lot of that, not just blah, blah, blah. My God, the idea is coming here. I'm an oracle. It's very much feet in the mud, slogging around, seeing department stores next, Paken Kloppenburg. It's not, and you learn a lot because you learn how the business works. So
I think it's like you're telling us, like, for those who want to enter fashion, don't expect it to be la-di-da. The industry, fashion, textile, there is like some grunt work involved, right?
It's funny because I get a lot of students come and work with me, and
Yes.
and it's fantastic. And I think this generation is hyper creative, but I can't give any advice. It's the first time, because I talk a lot, as you know. I can't get any advice because this business has talked about change for years, right?
It has.
Oh, it's changed,
indeed.
it's changed. But
It has.
actually, we've done nothing about it. We didn't prepare anything about this change. And now this real change is here, and I've got no idea how it's going to end up.
Yes.
So I think I'm very glad not to be old, because there's some problems being old, but I'm very glad I had the great golden years of textiles, the 80s, the 90s, the arrival of lifestyle with Ralph Lauren, all those great moments, it's deconstructing of menswear, the arrival of denim. I've been all through these things.
Yes.
So I worry for the new generation. Not that I worry they're not capable, they're super capable. I just don't know how the business is going to be. Because if you look at it, 2024 was bad.
Yeah.
A company who lost 6% was doing quite well.
Yes.
The average losses last year in textiles, at least 25 to 30%.
Wow.
And 2025 is going to be no better. And the problem is that we are losing the essence of how this business works. Everybody today at one end of the business is totally price fixated.
That's it, yes.
Totally. I mean, it's always been price, how much does it cost? But this time, no. My buying target, I cannot buy a fabric which costs more than 8 or 9 euros, right? If it's really window dressing, I'll go to 12 euros. But they've got this whole price block. And Germany has become a closed fashion country. You cannot cross the barrier and sell things in Germany if they cost more than 15 euros. Don't bother to make the journey. And that is killing a lot of the Italian business.
Yes.
Prato and all that. Italy, Casa Integrazione, 2 or 3 days closing because they're not selling fabrics like they used to sell. And the problem is, okay, what's the solution? Oh, we'll move up market,
Yes.
Let's go to the top of the pyramids. We can sell expensive cloths, we can sell to the French houses. But of course, not only is that market limited in
Yes.
size, but also the luxury business, 2% down according to Bain last year, but the share prices were 10% losses on the stock market.
Wow.
Huge losses.
Yeah.
And really, of course, it's about the climate, it's about, people caring, new experiences, not buying clothes, cost of living crisis, but actually the luxury business, to be honest, shot itself in the foot. The prices they asked were ridiculous. They were
Yes.
without justification. How can you charge a Prada 1,200 euros for a Levi's denim style jacket? Tell me how you get to that price when you know the CMT for a pair of denim jeans is $25 to $35 if you're using Japanese. Tell me how you get there. And
they're selling the name though, no? It's the name.
yes,
that
but now, because this could be a very long debate. The problem is, what does the name mean? What does status mean today?
That is changing.
That is changing. I don't know how much it's changing, but that is changing. So let's take this whole story of quiet luxury, okay?
Yes.
Started end of COVID, post-COVID, very logical, don't want to show off, blah, 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 blah. And it was all about connoisseurship. You had to know what was good and all the rest of it. And it all was very quiet luxury, not showing off. And of course, there was a kind of counter reaction in 2024. Everybody was partying in Ibiza and all the rest of it. So fashion was kind of crazy. But this quiet fashion thing is still going along at a steady pace. What has changed is that whole micro trend story.
Yeah.
Do you remember? You know, everything was micro trends. I always
Yes.
say, where did baseball caps come from? Because every girl had a baseball cap,
Yeah.
every guy had a baseball cap.
Yes.
Where did that come from? You know, where did that? It was all micro trends, TikTok, social,
Yes.
and all the rest of it. So it was making fashion, not for yourself, but making fashion for people to see, to be part of a group, to be in the core. And of course, it meant moving very fast. Microtrend 1, Microtrend 2, Microtrend 3. So it kind of like, woo. So people today are saying, what is the relevance of this high-speed microtrend fashion, you know?
Yes.
So there's a whole discussion. I don't personally believe it, but there's a whole debate with the pundits that microtrends are coming to the end, that we're moving into a whole calm, stable basis, which is an extension of quiet luxury.
Yes.
I only say that this quiet luxury has led to a whole breed of sad beige mothers. All their home is beige, their babies are beige, everything is beige.
Beige.
Nothing wrong with beige because colour of the year was a kind of brown mocha colour. It's a very warm colour. It doesn't defeat you. It doesn't challenge you. You can get in the whole story, and it's very nice. But it's like it's a bit dull, isn't it? So everybody, and so yes, I understand. Oh, because the world is such a mess. I need comfort. I don't need to be challenged. I need to feel safe and easy in my surroundings. But I'm saying, the trouble with this quiet luxury is that everybody has become an algorithm of quiet luxury. I live in Amsterdam, you live in Holland. You know, 2 winters ago, every Dutch lady was in camel, white and beige.
Yes.
This winter, every Dutch lady was in camel, white and beige.
Yes.
So it's become a whole, interiors the same, fashion the same, everything has become this kind of
I think
homogenous
it's like,
thing.
don't be loud is the thing.
Don't be loud,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, time to get into the film like Poor Things 2 years ago, but it was just amazing. I think that spirit of individuality is coming back. I think people say, I don't want to be part of a micro trend. I don't want to be part of a beige algorithm. I want to be myself, and I want to take craft, creativity, and responsibility. It doesn't mean returning to throwaway fashion, but it's like, well, I think it's time to enjoy ourselves. I think it's time, and I really fundamentally believe that we will see a return to more color, more individuality, more. I'm not saying it's going to be like fashion, but it's going to be more put together in a beautiful way and
Do you
expressive way.
think though that
John Galliano for his last
Yeah.
collection.
Do you think
Absolutely.
individuality is possible with social media though? Because if you show your individuality, let's say on Instagram, the chances are someone will copy it, and then the person will copy it, and then it will stop being individuality, be a look, and everyone will be the same.
The trouble is, in our business, like you and I, and there's a lot of pundits in the business, of which I am also a guru guilty. We say things. So the new big saying is that everybody's going quiet. So quiet Instagram. We've all got our Apple Pods, which take down the noise, good for your hearing. So you go to restaurants, so everybody's in this quiet, silent mode. And of course, you've got a whole big question about TikTok's future. What is only going to happen to TikTok? I don't believe. I think Trump will keep it. But anyway, that's not. So there's a whole quiet mood. But the question is, the trouble with people like me is I talk to people like me. So when you talk to people like me all the time and have dinner with people like me, you keep saying this, oh yeah, it's true, yeah, quiet.
Yeah.
But when you talk to the world, it's not necessarily the same. It's like Brexit. All my friends were journalists like for The Observer and The Guardian. And Brexit never happened.
Yes.
And it did happen because we didn't actually talk outside our own circle to what the world was doing. So
to stay in this bubble.
yeah. So I don't know if this silent mode is serious or not. But I think if things are going quieter, people will be more individualistic. And I think they want to express. I think this is very important.
I agree.
But back to my big problem,
Which is,
the industry.
okay, what's wrong with the industry? Well, what? That's a really silly question. We all know what's wrong with the industry, don't
listen.
we? But for your perspective, what's going on with the industry that's annoying you?
I have been in my career, I said I've done a lot of career, I've been through a lot of textile and fashion crises.
Mm-hmm.
The Yom Kippur War, then I had the whole collapse of the fuel prices, which led to the collapse of the synthetic fiber industry, the Davignon Agreement, the disappearance of DuPont, everybody, Monsanto. Right? Then I had the less is more of the 90s, especially in the UK, that whole concrete look, everything was just concrete. Then we had the whole first collapse of internet stories at the end of 2000, and then we had Lehman Brothers. But today is the worst crisis I've seen.
Which is?
And the crisis is not just that the business is bad, which it is. It's that the bloody industry is not standing together. It is, look after, I'll jump first, you know?
Yes.
Me first. And this business used to have an echo structure, what I call a feeding line, like, you know, the animals, the food chain.
Yes.
It had a food chain. So there were small people at the beginning, and then there were big people at the end. And of course, the top used to eat the bottom, but not in a way that would kill them off. They were careful to be sure, but they didn't kill off the whole business. So this business is a feed chain, starting with the spinner, the finisher, the weaver, the knitter, and the rest of it, all the way up. So we all need each other to make this food chain go. So what have you got now? I said in the beginning that everybody's absolutely obsessed about price. So they're not interested in listening to the next person's down's problems. I don't care. You deliver it. I'm paying 12 and I want better sustainable. I want it labeled. I want to have it certified. I want more beautiful design and I want this, but I'm not paying you for it. All right. So the whole thing is going. So we're not looking after each other and listening to the whole problem. Listen, you know, you go to, I mean, I tell the story. Even if I'm a top Italian mill, 45 euros a meter, 2 meters for a dress, 19 a meter. But that dress sells for 8,000 euros. So wait a minute, where is the just, everybody needs to have their profit.
Yes.
But how much profit do you need? I spend 1 million euros doing a bloody fashion show at Le Grand Palais. That's more than my total year's budget for fabric buying for one 30-minute show.
Yeah.
Listen, we need to get the structure back in place because at the moment it's dog eat dog. And
I don't know if that's possible though, because it is like, I think I described it as, it's like Titanic is sinking and everyone has their rowboat, and those who haven't got a rowboat are being kicked off. Get off! It's mine, and not sharing this responsibility.
Dog
so
eats dog.
It's really hard to make the industry realize this and to realize that if one goes, we all go.
Well, it's very simple. Already, you know, Italy Prato is in Prato, Como, Biella, all the top feeders of the business, not just the fabric, but the finishers, the dyers, the spinners. They're all in the same family groups. All right, our own Casa Integrazione, closed 2 or 3 days a week. You just can't close a dye works for 2 days and open it again. You know, the quality goes down. You need a continual rolling of the quality. So the quality is going down. And when they start to close, people say, I haven't got the money, so they're stopping innovating. So the innovation factor is already going down. Because if I haven't got money, innovation, R&D costs me money. Yes. But nobody's paying me, so I haven't got the profit margin, so I can't innovate. So we're closing. How do I save money? First thing they do, okay, they cut the advertising, but then they cut the risk taking. Yeah. Right? So we're all in the same boat. So there's been less innovation, less continuous quality, less R&D, and at the end, the lions and the tigers will find out that they've killed off all the antelope, all right? And there's nothing left to eat. So where are they going to get it if they kill off the bottom end, especially the Italian end, the creative end of this business? What are they going to show for 8,000 euros?
Not very
It's
much.
a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
It is a mess.
And
You're going to put it like that. I mean,
it's real.
Listen,
come on, it is worrying. You're going to see it this year more and more. And it's people can't afford to be creative anymore. Because creative, you know what happens when it comes to price cuts. The first thing that goes, oh, well, we don't want creative imagination, security, safety, and all the rest. And that's why I'm saying the market, the individuals in the market, this generation, the younger generation, will go back to individuality and creativity.
I hope so.
But we need
Because
to
I
get
feel like they some of them, because I lecture some of the students, are wanting to go into the industry that we entered. But that doesn't exist anymore.
No.
The industry they're going to enter when their degree is going to be completely different.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how it's going to be because I can't see it. I don't know how it's going. Yes, I know AI will be there. I know robotics will be there. I know there'll be a lot more computerization, quantum. There'll be a lot more technology in it all, not just in the making, but in the selling, in the creativity. But it doesn't mean the humanities out. But I just can't quite see how the chain is going to work. This is what worries me.
And do you know what we're going to do, David? We're going to be sipping our cocktails and watching how this story ends, right?
Well, I'm an old man, so, but I must say, I have nothing but love for this business. I've learned
You've
a
got
lot.
to love it to stay in it.
I've met, especially the textile part,
Yes.
I've met a lot of lovely weavers, spinners, Chinese, Italian, Spanish, English, you name it, characters, artists, painters.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful business. I hope.
They're going to want to make it change. They're going to want to make that move. I think if they
It's
don't...
not them. It's the lions and the tigers
that's what
have
the
to say,
decision
I'm
makers.
sorry, all right, I don't want to have 40% profit, no, 400 times profit. I will give some of that back to the industry. I will pay more.
So we can
I will
survive.
pay more so that my feed chain continues to innovate, multiply, and grow to make me a fatter lion.
That's a good place to end, I think. To the fatter lions it is then. Thanks a lot, David.
My
Always
pleasure.
happy to hear your insights.
See, can't stop me talking.
But you know what it is? You're the only person that can stop me.
Yes, that's true. I was like, you can't talk.
Oh, thank you so much, David. Thank you.